Hello, hello. How are you? Wait, let me check if I'm live. How's your weekend so far? It's the weekend. Hang on. Yes, I'm live. All right. Welcome back to Ask Jason Anything. This happens every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So if this is the first time you see me, welcome to my universe. My name is Jason. I'm from Malaysia. I specialize in meta ads optimization, meaning if you're running ads on Facebook and you're not sure how to take it to the next level, you talk to me. And if you have a bad campaign and can't seems to really find the right way to really get the best results from your Facebook ads campaign and try to get some help, you talk to me. And if you're trying to scale your campaign but not sure what would be the best strategy to take it to the next level, whether it's the right time to scale, whether it's ready to scale, and how to scale, you talk to me. So these are the few things that I specialize in. And I've worked with thousands of meta advertisers from all around the world since 2010 in this field. So yeah, I've been doing this for like 14 years now. 14, 15 years actually. My first Facebook ads was in 2009. So that's really quite a while ago. So I've seen a lot of changes that happened to Facebook ads, and up to where we are today. A lot of things actually changed, but a lot of the fundamentals remains the same. So I would like to help you strategize your next move to make sure that you get the most out of your Facebook ads budget. That's what I do. All right. So what do we do here? So if you have any questions, this is what we call the Ask Jason Anything about Facebook ads. I have been doing this for like almost more than 3 years now, almost 4 years. I think it's more than 3 years. So what I do is I go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time to answer questions that I receive on my YouTube channel. So basically, if you have any meta ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads related questions, the first thing I would like you to do is please go to my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's the first place you would go, because I've posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel answering questions like this. Chances are, I probably covered or touched something similar to the challenge that you're facing right now. So yeah, if you can find an answer, try to search for an answer on my YouTube channel through my videos. If you can find an answer, great, move on and do your thing, right? Because that's the whole point of putting up so many videos on my YouTube channel. But if you can't find an answer to your question and you do believe that I can help you, all you need to do is just leave a comment. Just post your questions as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. That's it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot your question and I'll be answering your questions on the following Sunday night live at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So if you can join me live, yeah, then you come over and listen to my answers. Otherwise, you will receive notification after I've answered your questions. And yeah, you can watch the replay, which is fine. But if you have time, please feel free to join me on Sunday night where I do this and we can have some conversation and we can have some chat. So if you are watching this right now, even it's live or the replay, especially if you're watching this live, please, if you have any questions, post it as the comment. And please stay until the end, because once I cover all the questions that I have here, I will be covering the questions that I receive on the live comment over there. So yeah, so let's go in now, just in case. Okay, so because some questions are private that you don't want to take it to the public, and some questions are more urgent and you want to talk to me, you don't want to wait for another week, or some questions are just like you can't just put it in words, you just need to see me to ask your questions. We need to go through some screen walkthrough, screen sharing and stuff like that. If you need that, scan this QR code. It will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can buy me a dinner. Then we can have a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call where you can ask your questions, share your screen, ask me about ad setup, settings and stuff, or even ask me to review your campaign, to tell you what's working and what's not working, and to craft you a plan on how to take it to the next level. These are all the things that I do. So basically, just scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, and I look forward to work with you. Now, if you are looking to start advertising on Facebook and you are looking for a, like a reliable framework in step-by-step walkthrough manner, it's like a course to learn. I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, this is the 2.5 hour recorded training where I cover 5 things in the masterclass itself. It's a 2.5-hour recorded, means you get to actually watch it right away. You don't need to wait until the whatever, whenever I do the training, no, it's recorded. Just watch it and start doing it. So we cover 5 main things there. First, I talk about my framework and my strategy, the way I strategize my Facebook ads campaign. How do we do the ad creative? How do we do the messaging? How do we do the structure? How do we set up the campaign with step-by-step walkthrough for the top of funnel, for the retargeting? How do we segregate the budget allocation and stuff like that? So that's something that I really want you to understand. So that's what the first thing we cover. And as we set up the campaign with the step-by-step walkthrough, we will walk through a few things together. So the next thing we talk about is the objective selection, whereby, there are many objectives available when it comes to meta advertising. You need to actually select the right one. Otherwise, you'll be reaching the wrong audience, even if you select all the audience attributions that you want. Because you choose the wrong objective, eventually Meta would misunderstand your intention on what kind of audience that you're looking for, and eventually, it will lead to the failure of the entire campaign. So objective is really the key. So that's the second part we talk about in the Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, after the objective, we talk about audience targeting techniques. I've got a bunch of audience targeting techniques that I cover, like I've been using throughout the years, that help advertisers like you to really find the best audience for you. So yeah, that's what we cover in the masterclass itself. And then after that, which is important as well, right? Then we talk about the ad creative and copywriting, which is it's essential. Why? Because, well, there are many school of thoughts out there talking about you should use video, you should use single image, what kind of format that you should be doing and stuff like that. Now, I cannot say that I'm a real expert in ads creative and copywriting, because that's not what I do for a living. But I have worked with clients from all around the world, and I oversee their campaigns, and I probably have some inside news or inside information that I would share with you in the masterclass itself on things that worked and things that doesn't work right now, to give you a better hang of how to strategize your ad creative direction and the messaging of it. Well, that could be like a costly mistake if you do one. Then the fifth part we talk about in the masterclass would be the analytics. So in my opinion, anyone with a Facebook ads account can start advertising on Facebook. But the key here is how to know, how to really understand your campaign performance, how to know whether your campaign is doing good or not, and what are the attributions that we should be looking at, what are the metrics that we should analyze, how to make sense of the numbers, and how do we make decision out of the numbers. That's what I cover in the last part of the masterclass, which I call the analytical part. So yeah, it's a 2.5-hour training. You can scan the QR code and you can purchase it, and you can start learning right away. Now, as I say, this is a recorded training. You always get the latest version, because sometime, every now and then Facebook has, like impactful changes to the ads manager and stuff. I would do a re-recording every time they have one, and you always get the latest version of it. So yeah, scan this QR code and you can actually go through, learn my structure and stuff like that, and hopefully to help you get started on meta advertising the right way, right? Now, in case, you're like some of my clients that says, Jason, I've done learning and I've actually kind of tried to apply some of the things that I learned over the internet. I can't seem to really find the best combination of strategy that works for my Facebook ads campaign, for my brand, for my business, for my services, for my products. Now, is there any way that you can actually help me design the strategy and set it up for me so that I can just learn based on what is working for my business? Yes, I do have a program where I only take a handful of clients every month, which I will be designing your Facebook ads campaign, including the ad copywriting, ads design. I mean, I would not be designing for you, but I would actually discuss based on your business needs and all that. I would actually give you recommendations on what kind of messaging you should use, what kind of format you should be using, whether it's video, whether it's single image, how do we formalize what would be the best design direction and copywriting direction. We talk about that. All right. And then after that, I will be helping you to, like plan your budget planning, and the audience targeting will be also part of the program as well. I would actually kind of, like strategize the best audience targeting technique for your business. And even if you have a landing page, I would actually look through your landing page to give you recommendation on what are the things that you should tweak, probably to make sure that we are, like starting with the right foundation before we launch the campaign to the market. So yeah, those are the things we would actually do together in the first call. So once we have all this discussed, you go ahead and put up your campaign design and ad creative and all that. And on the second call, I will be setting up the campaign for you, with you, over a Zoom call, of course. So invite your team members who needs to learn this to join. But everything will be recorded anyway. All the calls will be recorded. You can actually treat it as your future training materials for your team members. And then after that, once we set up the campaign, we let it run. And the following 2 weeks, we'll be doing weekly call to analyze the campaign, which I will teach you how to optimize the campaign, which I will walk you through the optimization techniques and all that. And yeah, this is how I work with businesses who wants to enough learning. Let's help me put this together so that I will learn in a more effective way and I get to see the results right away. If that's what you want, scan this QR code and let's have a quick chat on how we can work together. If it's good match, then we work together. Otherwise, I will point you into the right program that may help you better in your meta advertising journey. All right. Now, I'm going to go through the questions that I have here. So if you have any questions, any one of you who is watching it live, pop it at the chat. Once this is over, I will come back to the chat itself. Now, the first one is coming from Kale. So you say that you have opened a new business manager. You're limited to one ad account, which got banned because you accidentally asked questions in one of your ads and try to get it approved. Okay, so this could be a question, meaning you're probably doing a lead form that violates the, the rules and terms that you are not supposed to ask certain questions. Okay, so the ad account is restricted. All right, so your question is whether is there a way to get your ad account back, or do you need to actually do a whole new one and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, first thing first, when it comes to ad account restriction, there are many ways, okay? Restriction, as in account restriction, has got different types. The easiest to solve problem is the ad account restriction, okay? Meaning you only have the ad account restricted, but your personal profile and your business manager are all intact. So it's just the ad account restricted. So with that, if that's the case, you can always create a new ad account to start running. So you can actually investigate whether you have the ability to create a new ad account or not. If you do have, then you can actually do that. Otherwise, you can try to create a personal ad account to see whether you still have the access. So then you'll be able to find out whether your personal profile is being restricted or not. So the worst case is when your personal profile is restricted. Otherwise, you can always create new ad account and start running ads in no time. Just make sure do not make the same mistakes again in the future. Now, if you have a personal profile restricted from advertising, as in permanent restriction, the only workaround you have here is to create a new business manager, new page, new ad account with somebody else's profile. Meaning that profile has to be has to be at least on Facebook for a few years. And it doesn't have to be active per se, but it has to be a few years and it has the real name. Because when you're trying to create a business manager and everything, there will be a point where you might very highly possibly get restricted. And all Facebook wants to do is just to make sure that you're a real person. Just submit your ID, everything will be okay. So if you go that route, make sure you create a new Facebook profile for yourself. Yeah, so that's what we do. And eventually brew it for a couple of months and at the same time, grow the page, grow the ad account. When the time is right, move yourself back into the new business manager as admin to take it over. Then you can return the profile to your friend, to your whoever. So that's usually the best way we go about. But I think for your situation, the first thing you need to find out is whether your personal profile is being restricted or what kind of restriction you have. So follow those steps and kind of navigate and try to find out. Otherwise, just follow the recommendation. Now, just in case you want me to look at your situation, because to be frank, the best way to tell is to really navigate the whole thing together. And I'll be able to tell you that, look, you're at this stage and this is what you do. But yeah, you can navigate all yourself. But if you need help, you want me to come in and do this with you, you can scan this QR code. That will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can buy me a dinner and you'll be able to schedule a 30-minute Zoom call with me where we can actually go through the whole things together via screen sharing, and I'll be able to just tell you what will be the next best thing to do to get back into advertising again. So yeah, that's what you want. Scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, the next question I have here is coming from Noor. So you're saying you're doing a broad targeting approach for jewelry. Your ads are running at $50 CPM. Is this common in new campaigns, or is there any obvious issues? Thanks for your question. Now, when it comes to running ads on Facebook, CPM is not the only metric we look at. In fact, CPM is actually the metric that you have no control over, or probably least control over. So whether we know our campaign is working or not, we take a look at a few things. First, we look at the CTR. CTR all, CTR all, we want it to be 2%. CTR link, we want it to be 1%. But this will be the guiding benchmark where we will determine whether the creative is working or not. And then we're only looking at the CPM as a benchmark. We do not know whether this is a good CPM or not. You need to run ads, and whether you get results at the cost that you're happy, then we use that CPM as a benchmark. That's how the flow would be. And then when we have a CPM as benchmark, let's say $50 is that. So then we will monitor, is the CPM is getting too high, or is it getting too low? So that's how we monitor. But we have a lot of other metrics to look at, especially if you're in e-commerce. The next thing you have to look at is the clicks, conversion from clicks to landing page. And then from the landing page view to the content view, how many of the people that you brought into the website start browsing around? So what would be the ratio like? Let's say you brought in 100 people, but only 50 people started browsing around, then you know that you are probably bringing in the wrong person into your website, which eventually is going to help. It's not going to help you get results anyway. So even if you have a good numbers of landing page view and the visits or the content view coming in, and then we will see whether how many percent of this content view translates into an add to cart, and then from there we measure and we analyze and see which are the leaking point. So a lot of clients actually get in a lot of traffic to the website, but they do not get add to cart. So that would be a situation where we have to analyze the entire checkout flow. Is it the landing page that is wrong? Is it the whole journey that is getting to the wrong direction? There are people who see the ad but brought into the different product, then the whole thing is going to be falling apart, right? So when we are trying to optimize the Facebook ads campaign, we look at a lot of metrics. I hope that makes sense to you. So there are many possible optimization points that we can actually try to tweak. Let's say if your CTR is bad, then we try to introduce new creative. So new creative may bring up your CTR, and eventually you might get way better result without spending more money. So that's how Meta Ads optimization worked for businesses. So in case you are running ads and you want to really understand this part, and you want to have a plan on, like, first know whether your campaign is doing good or not. And then after that, what will be the best thing to do to hopefully take your campaign to the next level? You may scan this QR code, all right? This will take you to my Fiverr gig, where this is an ad review gig, where you can book a 30-minute or up to 1 hour call, where what we would do together is we do 3 things together in the call. 30 minutes is good enough. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to dive in deeper, then go for an hour. But here's what we do: 3 things. First, I would build an ad metrics dashboard for your business. Every business has got different metrics you need to track. So I will build the dashboard in your ads manager, so that every time you want to analyze, you can always come back to it. So I'll build a dashboard for you. And then after that, I will analyze the metrics for you. And while I'm doing that, I will teach you how to analyze. So as we are analyzing it together, I will be able to identify optimization opportunities for your campaign, and I will build a plan for you. So I will be able to tell you towards the end of the call, first do this, and then if this happen, do B. If this doesn't happen, do C, and stuff like that. So basically, I will give you a few steps, a few things that you can possibly do in the next few weeks or so. So you'll have a plan on things that you can consider tweaking to hopefully take your campaign to the next level. And that's what I do best, really. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right. Next, we have a question coming from Nguyen. Okay, so you're asking, so you're saying that you're using the UTM generated with the built-in Shopee UTM generator. Okay. And you suppose that using that link, all the setup is already taken care of. Yes, you're right. So when we are setting up Facebook ads campaign, especially trying to drive people to a destination, whether you own it or not, like in this case, we are doing Shopee, the UTM given by Shopee is already good enough. Otherwise, you can always use the parameter builder to insert the whole thing, but that's usually for our own tracking. Meaning, if we are driving people to our own website, we want to know how many of these traffics are coming from Facebook at A, at B, and stuff like that. So these are all the attribution for. So yes, you're right, Nguyen. Yeah, whatever you're getting from the Shopee UTM generator is already good enough. All right, all the best for your campaign. Thanks for dropping by. And yeah, the next one is coming from Lee Ads. So you're saying that you're adding new ads to an ad set that already contains existing ads. Will the existing ads continue to receive a larger portion of the budget due to their performance history? If so, what would be the best way to upload new ads? Now, when you are uploading multiple ads into the same ad set, you understand that not all the ads are going to get the equal budget distribution. So one ad or two ads will be getting the lion's share of the budget because Facebook believe, or rather Meta believe, that it would help you to get more results at the lowest cost. Although we know that this is not always the case, but yes, when you have multiple ads in that, we have no control which ad will get more budget. So if you really want to make sure that each ad gets the even budget distribution, what you can do is you can actually consider using single ad set. I hope it makes sense. So basically, in one campaign, we have multiple ad sets targeting the same audience, exactly the same settings, but we have different ad in it. Yeah, let's say we have 3 ads I want to test, so I put 3 ads in it. Now this is different from A/B test. A/B test is where you put in and you determine which is the winner, and then eventually you would like just continue running with the winning ads and all that. But in some cases, we want 3 ads to hit the market, and we want to hit them continuously, because we know that these are 3 different messages that goes to the different bunch of people and resonates with different people, which will bring them in. So in that case, we do single ad set. But in order to make sure that we reduce the friction, as in like the fragmentation, or rather, like the overlaps that people might see a lot of ad A, B, C, and all together and all that, you should consider applying exclusion in your campaign to make sure that people who have interacted with your ad at least are being pushed out from seeing the same ad again. So that's what we usually do when we are like applying something like that. But basically it really depends on what kind of strategy you need. And I would say if you're running ads and you want to kind of like have it's really depending on what kind of strategy you want and what kind of impact that you want to achieve with your campaign. So we might do this a lot for retargeting. Even we might do this also for top of funnel. Like for example, some of my clients would actually have multiple ad sets in their top of funnel campaign, whereby each ad set carries one category or one product or one promotion. They want to hit the market simultaneously. So they just do out. And then at the same time, when they come back, when they are retargeting the audiences, they want to make sure that people who see product A gets to see product B, C, D, E, F, G, everything else. So in that case, we will have a very extensive, ad sets as well in the same campaign itself. So for top of funnel, we have multiple ad sets. For retargeting, we can actually have multiple ad sets, but it really depends on the strategy. So if you are running ads and you're kind of not sure what to do or what would be the direction that you want, we can actually have a quick chat. So same gig, you can scan this QR code. What I'll do is I'll review your campaign and I would actually give you recommendations on what will be the best structure after understanding your need. Say, you need to hit this and your business is like that and stuff like that. I would actually kind of like advise you on the best strategy that you can take to hopefully take a campaign to the next level. If that's what you want, then scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. All right. Then we lead us to the last question. Is coming from Caveman. So you was asking, you want to target high-end client. What are the targeting options do you recommend in Malaysia to get rich people? To get rich people, this is a very interesting question. So first thing first, you have to really, I think it's not about getting rich people. It's about clarifying the services or the product that you're selling in the ad itself to attract the right people. I'd rather put it the other way around. So what Facebook works right now is actually an intent-based advertising. As in Meta advertising is now intent-based advertising, as in the clearer you are able to define what you are selling, the easier you're able to connect with the right people, because eventually people who are likely to see the ad or likely to buy the ad will be shown more of your ads, because especially after AI understanding what you sell, then they would actually position. Because look, let's say if you're trying to sell a jewelry and it's a high-end jewelry, Facebook knows who are the people actually who browse high-end jewelries. Make sense? Because everybody plays the pixel in there. So of course, Facebook knows that what will be the medium end or lower end jewelry, because based on the price range of the website, everything. So let's say if you're selling a high-end jewelry, you have to really position it in the best way to tell, the algorithm as well as in the ad itself to clarify what are you selling, so that Facebook will be able to match the right intent. That's what I'm trying to say. Instead of trying to figure out what will be the best audience targeting and all that, because detailed targeting is no longer your choice, right? A lot of other advertisers or so-called Meta ads experts has talked about it. A lot of advertisers already realize that, because detailed targeting, like things that you choose, like for example, interested in something, investment, blah, 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 These are just recommendations that you give to Meta, and Meta would actually expand. Even though you do the, old way of setting ups and all that, they will still expand because it's kind of like becoming what they do right now. In a way, right? So basically, the other way that you can actually try to do is to drop pin in the locations. But even that, you are not able to rule out that you might be reaching people who may not fit your category. So that's why I say the best way is to do the ad creative and eventually optimize along the way. I always believe in optimization rather than the best way to do this or the best way to do that, because things change, things evolve. I work with a lot of clients that sell, like, I've got a client who sell like 3.5 million plot of land for people to build a house on it. I mean, we have actually done multiple deals, running ads on Facebook to get people to be interested in what it is, and we sold the land. So how do we do that? I mean, we actually did not do much on the targeting side. We just keep refining the ad to match the right intent. Of course, I mean, we might not have to drive people to the lead form. We try landing pages and stuff like that. So we try to kind of like find the best way to connect with the audience instead of trying to figure out how to find the audience. You get what I mean? So it took us a few weeks, I think, and eventually we reached there. So if that's what you are trying to figure out and trying to achieve, I think we can work together. Scan this QR code. First, let me review your campaign and let me understand your goal, your needs, and all that. And I will be able to give you the possible recommendations on how you can take your campaign to the next level. Because like I say, optimization is a process. It's not something that we can come in, do 1, 2 tweak and things is going to happen. No, I can't even guarantee how long it takes. It will take for us to reach to the point where you are satisfied with your results and all. But then again, it's the process. And when we work together, I would actually share with you my thought process and all that, which would actually help you equip yourself with the right mindset to help your campaign, to take your campaign to the next level. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right. So that comes to the end of the questions, and I don't have any questions at the live chat right now. So that means we are wrapping this up. Thank you so much for watching this. All right. So if you have any questions at all, remember, post your questions at the comment on my YouTube videos, and I will bring it up, in the next week to answer questions. With that, thank you very much. Have a good one. See you next week. Good night. Bye.